Subaru Forester 2012 to 2018. Hello everyone. Japanese origin, as it turned out, cannot guarantee a strong paintwork. After a couple of winters, chips and scratches appear on the body. However, it does not come to rust. The body is thoroughly protected from corrosion. Over the years, however, a red coating may appear under the rear license plate. When choosing a used Forester, it is important to make sure that it has not been in a serious accident. The fact is that the body part as well as other spare parts are ruinously expensive. Approximately the same amount will be asked for a new front bumper with installation. It's good that we offer a wide selection of high-quality non-original parts, which are 3 to 4 times cheaper. And yes, there are plenty to choose from. But with a poorly closed and fifth door, it does not seldom shoot the first time. You have to put up with it. This is a design feature of the Forester since the first generation of the car. There are not so many electrical problems with the Forester. Multimeter freezes intermittently. Often the dip to beam, brake lights and license plate lights are on, but they cost pennies. But the motors are reliable. Despite the original design, the engines are opposed, the pistons in horizontal cylinders more towards each other, like the fifth of two boxes. The 2-liter base for FB20 is considered the most reliable. Its resource is 250,000 kilometers. Moreover, during a major overhaul, they usually do without replacement the cylinder block and head. Only piston rings and bearings are out of tolerance, and after the capital the motor can run the same amount. In the time drive, the engine has a strong chain that nurses 200,000 kilometers or more. The main thing is to monitor the oil level and change it at least after 15,000 kilometers, however it is possible more often. Subarovsky opponents prefer high-quality synthetic oil with a viscosity of 0W20. Cars have a modest volume. Therefore, lowering the level can cause not only overheating and oil starvation, but also directly affect the lifespan of the timing chain. The 2.5-liter 4 is almost an exact copy of the Copic piece, with the only difference being that the cylinders are bowed out to obtain a larger volume. As the diameter of the cylinders increased, the bridge between them became thinner, and this is already fraught with an increased tendency for the FB25 to overheat. Therefore, in addition to monitoring engine lubrication and boxes, it is necessary to clean the engine and air conditioner radiators every year, which are very close to each other. On both engines, also occasionally at 60,000 kilometers, oil may leak from under the timing chain cover. The lid is put on the sealant. The service life of the drive belt directly depends on the operation conditions and lives on average 50,000 to 80,000 kilometers. If you miss a replacement, a tattered or broken leash can do a lot of trouble under the hood. After 100,000 kilometers, the check engine lights often lights up on the dashboard. If this happens when driving for a long time at high speeds, error 0420 pops up, which means the use of an important fuel. Change gas station or start filling up with high-octane gas and the problem usually goes away. But if you neglect high-quality fuel, the catalyst will sooner or later order a long life. By the way, on a turbo engine, the second sensor is bypassed by flushing the electronic control unit. In general, the resource of top boxes is noticeably less than that of naturally aspirated ones, somewhere up to 200,000 kilometers. They are even more prone to overheating and as a result of starvation. To avoid high expenses for the replacement of the pump and the turbine, install a turbo timer as well as oil temperature and pressure sensors. It is recommended to reduce the engine lubricant change interval to 7,500 kilometers. All engines are not cheap to maintain. Dealers charge almost 2,000 for just replacement spark plugs, not counting the cost of parts. Nothing can be done. The original design of the box involves the removal of the air filter and battery. It happens that the upper radiator tanks burst. The all-wheel drive system is also distinguished by a non-trivial design, where a trolley is constantly transmitted to all 4 wheels. About 51% comes through the rear axle, which gives the Forester rear-wheel drive habits. But there is no downshift on this generation. But over the long years of production of such a transmission, all of its congenital sources were good, and even on fairly used copies no surprises happen. However, don't forget about the regular oil change in gearboxes and transfer case. This is the key to the longevity of the transmission. The Japanese recommend updating fluids every 6,000 kilometers. The variety differs from other similar mechanisms by the presence of a Tolley converter and the push and belt gears chain, plus there are also 6 fixed virtual gears. I must say, lineartronic is very reliable, and to avoid problems, make it a rule to change the oil in it every 45,000 kilometers. Moreover, it is better to use branched lubricant Subaru CVT oil lineartronic too. The mechanical box cannot be serviced at all. The oil needs fuel for the entire service life. In independent suspension, breakdowns do not happen often. The penny-stabilized struts are the first to surrender. The weak point is the wheel bearings, which are assembled with the hub and soar an average of 70,000 to 100,000 kilometers. By this time, the cylinder blocks of the front levers usually were out. The rubber bands on the rear levers last a little longer, and this is by and large all. Even the shock absorbers will only ask for updates to 150,000 kilometers, not earlier. Against such an irreducible ground, the steering leg stands out for its fragility. The mechanism starts to knock, but you can ride like this for a very, very long time. Thus, buying a used Forester seems to be quite profitable. Indeed, with age, the crossover decently loses in price, while practically not losing reliability. The main thing is to find a well-groomed copy, because not everyone drives these cars immediately and accurately. Special control turbo versions with a variator. If you have had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.